from Big Brother's house, not the Big Brother house.
Oh, Big
From Big
Brother's
Brother's
house.
house is Ari.
Eesh, that didn't go down too well, did it?
Oh, he did a Mary, didn't he?
That was bad. Right,
A
this
little
close
bitch.
to the final, like,
Little
chill
bitch.
out.
That's not the start of it.
Oh, really?
Well, that is only the start of it.
Is
yeah.
it?
Mm-hmm.
I just thought that was very... I was glad he went when he walked out like that. I thought, go out with a bit of class.
Be even gladder when you hear what
Really?
I've got to tell you. Yeah.
Oof.
Shall I tell you now?
Yeah, go on.
All right. Ari
Oh, my God.
has been speaking a lot of shit
About whom?
since he left the Big Brother house, in the media as well, about Marley.
Say what?
He said that Marley made promises that he broke in the house that weren't put in the edit. And he said...
So what? It's a game.
He said that Marley was flirting with a girl in the house and that wasn't in the edit.
Why
It's
would that
really
not,
underhand
why would that
shit.
not be in the... What's wrong with flirting? That's not against the law.
No, but Marley has a girlfriend.
Oh,
a steady
does he?
girlfriend for
Oh, I
years.
didn't know that.
Yeah. Basically, he
Flirting
said...
is subjective anyway. I mean, you could say Adriana was flirting with Danny.
No, she was.
Yeah.
And that's fine. There is this function in relationships that is flirting.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah, go on.
he basically said, you haven't seen... What you've seen on TV is not all of Marley, basically. There's a different side to Marley that you haven't seen. He's basically trying to undercut him? Undermine him. He's the underminer. He's trying to undermine Marley's win.
God, what a little bitch.
What a little cow.
Oh,
And also,
don't be horrible.
the thing is, Marley was like, he really believed what he said about Ari wanting him to win and like going to the podium with him, and then when it got to the point that he was evicted and he walked out without saying anything, that's when he realised that was all bollocks basically. And then post house, he's been saying that stuff in the media, which obviously tarnishes Marley's squeaky clean image. Well, he's trying to.
It doesn't, though.
But the thing is, if you have got someone who is that underhand as Ari, coming out of a version of Big Brother where a lot of stuff isn't included in the edit, you could start saying shit about people and say, oh, Big Brother didn't put it in the show. And that's quite dangerous, actually.
I suppose so. Ari's not that credible a witness, to be honest.
No,
I mean,
of course.
you already said I've lied about this and that in the house, and...
Oh, his strategy was to lie, and I did this, and I was a tennis player, and I had this dog, or whatever, Yeah,
I think that's very
My dad's from Japan, or whatever it was.
That's very poor sportsmanship on Ari's part there. I think
It's nasty.
Yeah,
and
actually, it's unnecessary.
And what Marley said was, this was obviously it's from Tully, the podcast from Tully. He said that basically he's seen Ari's true colours. That sort of conniving side is really what Ari is like.
His actual personality.
Yeah. And that's quite sad, because I went from initially not liking the character that I thought Ari was playing, or the character that I thought he was.
Yeah.
So I went from not liking the character he was portraying to then thinking, oh, actually this is a strategy and it's entertaining for TV and I quite like that. And actually he's playing quite a good game, he's being deceitful, and there is a place for that. So I came around to him.
Yeah.
I didn't want him in the final for sure, because I thought he's not the right type of person to be a finalist.
No, that's bollocks. I wanted him in the final.
I didn't. And then now I've come back full circle of, no, he is a little bitch.
Yeah. Oh, he was always a little bitch. There's no doubt about that.
And Tully was like, well, how was it coming face to face with Ari again at the final? Because obviously you haven't seen each other since then.
because all that has obviously happened in the interim, right?
Yeah, and he said that he thinks that situation was more awkward for Ari than it was for him. Because you can imagine, you're that little, not snitch, but you know.
Oh, so do you think Ari was trying to fuck Marley's game in case Marley won? So he was trying to slander his name so Marley didn't win beforehand? Yeah. Oh my God, that makes it even worse. Well, that is really bad.
It's bitter as well, because you haven't got a stake in it anymore.
That's a bit naughty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't approve of that.
No, me neither. And I hope that Ari now just witters away in a corner, and I don't want Ari to have any airtime post this.
Gaz, no one has any airtime apart from Danny out of that show, let's be honest. That show, I mean, is that really Marley on Twitter? Because why has he got about 300 followers?
700 and something, yeah. Can we not leave him out here with under 1,000 followers?
That can't actually be him.
Listen.
How can he have so few followers when he's been on TV for 3 months?
Because you know why? People follow on Instagram. On Instagram, they're in the tens of thousands. But people aren't... Twitter is a funny place. Like
people are scared of it.
We think it's the be all and end all, but it's actually Instagram where everyone is, and that's where housemates will continue their exposure through their own channels.
Shit, we need to post our podcast on fucking Instagram. Do you know that?
Yeah, we probably need to start advertising on Instagram to Big Brother people.
We need a BB on Blast Instagram, which we don't have.
No, we don't. But what are we going to put on there? Pictures of ourselves?
Yeah, just like when there's... No, we could just
New episode has dropped.
Yeah, new episode has dropped, and whatever we have as the picture or whatever we have as the picture for the week.
Yeah, it's already a square. Yeah, alright. We'll start up the BB on Blast Instagram.
Yeah, shit, someone's going to nick our handle now. Don't nick our handle,
Not
people.
if we set it up before this goes live. Who's going to nick that?
Imagine. Well, someone already nicked our Gmail. And what about the Bob Banoff buffs on Spotify?
What, there's a BB on Blast at gmail.com's gone?
Yeah, that's why we haven't got it. Because we've got bbonblastpod@gmail.com, haven't we?
You were trying to search for BB on Blast account with that weird band.
Yeah, who had a song about cocaine. It's like Bob and Omadoff.
We also got that guy who's now called Big Brother Hooligan on,
on
Twitter.
Who is that?
Some new guy, I don't know.
No, it's not some new guy. It's some old guy who's changed his name. But
no,
I can't.
He's new to the scene, isn't he?
Oh, but I know I can't work out who.
All followers. I think you're his only follower.
I can't work out who it is because they've obviously changed their name. Tell us who you are.
Cause you don't know them from before. They had a different name, but they're new.
Oh.
That's why they've only got one follower, and it's you.
I'm sure they have more by now. So, yeah, Ari stormed off. And then Ari was in the taxi and seeing the fireworks out the window. He's like, oh.
Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, the sparklers are going off. They should be for me.
You little bitch. Fuck off.
Ari said to Christina, go and win it. Christina said, I'll do it for you. Now, I've listened to Christina's podcast as well. Tully asked, what would you do differently? She said, just about everything. She goes, definitely the people that I would align with. And she goes, what would be different? She goes, I probably wouldn't align with Ari.
Oh, really?
Ari's fucked it. I don't think anyone's going to want to be friends with him after this.
No. Well, why would they? He's been an idiot. So, Christina left with the peanut butter, which you missed. I know we said it last year, but it's just so weird just seeing them just leave like that. They just leave. And
it is anticlimactic.
It's just so weird.
But I don't know if they got the sparklers. I mean, they had them in the garden last year, but I don't think they got them as they walked out.
Oh, maybe not. It's just...
They made more of a spectacle of the exit this year.
I guess. But just that format, it just don't work. It just does not work. They need to be in that house and come out and just be like shell-shocked winning.
Yeah,
that's it.
That is the real way to do it.
Being out for fucking 3 months or midges everywhere. Being out for 3 months and then having that happen, it don't work. It doesn't work atmospherically.
No.
It's just...
Yeah, because there's always been something about being evicted into the real world and facing a crowd. Yeah. And the anticipation of that reaction.
Yeah.
Which you don't get on US, but on Australia and UK you did.
Yeah, because on BB UK, you would literally come out and find out if people liked you or didn't like you. They're literally going to come out and look on Twitter. Oh, yeah, and there's not going to be anything on Twitter because it's pre-recorded. But still, it's just...
It's a different experience for a housemate because you actually get to come out and relive your experience at the same time as everyone else. So, obviously, they are still going to be listening to what's thought of them. Yeah. But in real time, which you couldn't before.
It's probably more emotionally, like, on the whole, a better experience because it's more drawn out.
Yeah.
Like, psychologically, it's probably better than coming out and being, like, hit with a barrage of fuck knows what.
Yeah,
paparazzi and, I mean...
And imagine being in there, knowing that people are watching live and being like, have I fucked my life up? Like, can I go back to my job? Have I lost my partner? All this kind of stuff.
Get someone out.
Yeah.
Get someone out. So, on the whole, mentally for them, it's probably better, but as a viewer, not so much.
No.
Not that great.
I'll tell you what I do like. The last day was day 63. Big Brother was traditionally 64 days, wasn't it? So it's very close to like the actual original run of what a Big Brother was supposed to go for. And I don't know, something about 64 days that I will always...
It's the right amount.
Yeah, well, you know, there's been longer, but...
And like the US, it's like 90 days now, just too...
Well, yeah, even UK went up that high by the end. I think it's even over 100 in some series.
What's Canada? That's quite short, isn't it? But they don't tell you the day, do they?
They do tell us days.
Do they?
Not as obviously as other versions. But yeah, I remember thinking like, 64 days back in the past used to feel like a long time. Then we sort of like started to get it longer and longer and longer, and then it felt like it wasn't much. But like to go through it is probably enough, especially this version. I think I've heard them, all of them have said it's so tiring because if they're not having a challenge, they're doing an eviction, like then they're doing a task, and
it's a lot. There's not much downtime, is there?
No, but you hear people say, "Oh, Big Brother's so boring," and there's so much time where you've got nothing to do. But I've never heard anyone say that out of Australia. They've said like, "God, there's so much preparation in the challenges, and then sitting around." That was it. Sitting around in the arena took a long time, like getting through challenges. But they were so Molly was like, I was worried about sleeping in a room with random people, but I was so tired at the end of the night, I just was like straight to sleep.
Yeah, it makes sense. I saw what I was going to say, but I've forgotten. That's it.
About the format.
Yeah, just the format. Format's crap.
What do you think about the order they left in?
Oh, I mean, it reminded me of Brooke and fucking Sheldon going.
I thought of them as well.
It was such a like. These are the real. Marley's the real winner.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so. Who decides they leave in that order? They should literally all leave arm in arm, basically, and wait for the cab outside. All of it is. I mean, Marley got one hell of an edit. Doesn't matter. Take his mum out of it. He got such a good edit compared to the others. Like, it was unreal. Like, Christina gets all this Brenton shit. Like, who gives a... Like, that ain't going to help her case. Like, a fucking 1 week showmance with Brenton. Like, all this time spent wasted on that. Rather than, like, you're 20...
about the finals?
Yeah, like, rather than, like, you're 22, you're, like, a comp beast, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
That totally hurt her game so bad in more ways than one.
Yeah.
SJ, like, what was there to say? You're 65, well done. And
you managed to make a brick wall.
Your clothes are hideous.
And knock it down.
Yeah, it's just like... I mean, it was not a fair contest at all. It was so obvious Marley was going to win. It wasn't even a question.
But I wonder, would the edit ever have changed that?
Yeah.
Marley had the strongest case, no matter how you edit it.
The edit was just so biased. It was so biased. The only thing I was worried about was that racist contingent in Australia. I was concerned about that.
I was like, why are we not kind of talking more about the fact that Marley is who I thought was probably the first black winner.
Yeah.
So I thought, I need to check this with Alfie.
Yeah.
He's actually the second black winner. But it wasn't really mentioned.
It wasn't, and considering how few minorities they actually had in the house, I mean, what were there? 3, 4? It was.
Well, you say that, but actually, it's been kind of amongst on the podcast that I listened to today, which was only Tully and Marley. They actually kind of applauded the diversity in the casting, because if you look at the finalists, you've got SJ, who is representing older women, Christina, who was like the youngest housemate, and Marley being a person of colour.
Yeah, but being older
and also Ari being LGBTQ+.
Who Marley is?
Ari.
Oh, I was going to say.
So all the final 4 were kind of like quite diverse.
Being older and younger is not being a minority. It's a category that's
Being a minority. What I liked about what SJ said in the final was about people who are invisible.
That's true.
And actually, I've heard that said before about when you get old, you become invisible, and especially as an older woman.
Yeah, and definitely older people get cast a hell of a lot less on reality TV, and when they do get cast, it's normally a joke.
They probably apply a hell of a lot less as well, though, because most people are probably over that kind of shit by the time they're that age.
That's a good point. But they don't have that built-in alliance as an older person, because you don't have the other older people in there, so yeah.
But that was never a thing in this version. Look at, like, alliances that formed. You had... Marley was really close with SJ from the start. Tilly and Danny, like that just didn't happen. You only had Adriana and Danny are probably the only 2 who are
similar,
properly aligned based on age alone.
That's what's good about Big Brother, seeing those different types of friendships happen and different ages come together with a common, against a common enemy or with common interests. Should we have a pause and then?
Then do the final. Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So, Gaz...
Hey, hang on.
What?
Before we go to the episode, I wanted to say... Do you know earlier you were going, that can't be Marley on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
And I said, the following's all on Instagram. Marley's now got like 800 and something on Twitter. That is still tiny. But